Hi guys, my name is Amy Moore and I will be your online math instructor this semester. I know that this can be an overwhelming process, so I've tried to simplify it all down to a couple minute video and give you just an overview of D2L, especially if you're new to D2L, if you're not familiar with the D2L format, just show you where everything is for my class specifically, but for a lot of your other classes as well. So the first thing is, well, how do I get into D2L? So to get into D2L, you're going to go to the SCC portal, and that you can find just from Google. Type in SCC portal. Once you get to the portal, you'll sign in using your username and password that the school provided you with when you registered for classes. And then from there, on the right-hand side, there's going to be a link that says Campus Applications for Students. And then under that, you're going to find one that says D2L/Brightspace. Once you click on that, you will get to a screen that looks similar to this. Now, if you're not seeing your classes, you may have to use these arrows tab to get to the current semester. So if you're not seeing the class you need, use the arrow tab. And in this case, I'm looking for 2022 summer, but whatever semester it is, you will click on that. And then I want you to click into your math course. Once you are to your math course, this is our course home. And so it'll look different depending on your specific class you have for me, but the location of all of these items will be the same. So across the top, you have your tabs with all the different kind of links, if you will, in D2L. But some things I want to point out on the home page itself. Over here on the left-hand side, we have this announcement window. Those announcements change pretty frequently. They change to kind of what's the most important, what's upcoming. So I recommend that you check D2L very minimum every other day, but I would, in a perfect world, that you're checking D2L every single day. Are you necessarily doing something in D2L? No, I mean, I would love for you to, but minimum is just going into our course, looking at the announcement and seeing what's upcoming. I take plenty of time to make these announcements so that they are concise, but also what's important. And so a lot of times they will have links to upcoming assignments in them. They will have, what are we doing this week in math? It has good information, kind of a snapshot. So that's under the announcement tab. I would never exit out of them. Just because if you exit out, they're gone forever. So just kind of leave it there. So there's the announcement. On the right-hand side, you can just see a little quote about myself. But then under that, you've got this Hawks course login. When you click that for the very first time, it's going to take you into our Hawks course. And so Hawks is where all your test and homework happens and where a virtual textbook is located. So there'll be more information coming about that later. But for now, to sign into Hawks for the first time, all you do is you click that button and it automatically put you in my class, even if you had a class prior to this. And then the other important thing on the homepage is this YouTube channel link. So there will, again, be more information coming about my YouTube channel. You'll see it mentioned in the addendum, but the YouTube channel is something that I've created for every single section of Math 101 and 102. So whatever class this is, there is a YouTube video out there, and most of them have 3 or more examples in the video of me walking you through homework problems. So it's a really great resource. Like I said, more information will be coming about that, but the link is always on D2L. So you can always go in and get straight to the YouTube channel from that widget on the homepage, right under the announcements. So that's the course home. The content is where a lot of the information that I'll reference in the videos and in the upcoming weeks of this semester. The content page is pretty much anything that I want to upload for you to see. So this very first tab, we've got the Welcome Start Here tab. This has got a lot of important information for the first weeks of class. So we've got the addendum and calendar. With that, bare minimum, read through the addendum and print out the calendar. That calendar is essentially going to be your lifeline to success in this course. It's going to be your pacing guide to keep you on track as we move through this semester. A welcome to Hawks is just kind of an overview if you're new to Hawks and you are looking for what does Learn, Practice, Certify mean, all of that kind of stuff. The D2L app, we talked about how you should be checking D2L minimum daily. With the D2L app, you will actually get a notification pushed right to your phone when I upload an announcement, when I change a grade, when I upload the corrections on your test. So it's a really good resource. It's free in the Android in the Apple App Store. So download that and then you get notifications and it'll take you right to our course without having to go through the website every single time. And then how to access Hawks and D2L. That's essentially what I just showed you in the very beginning of this video, but certainly good information. The testing center information, we will talk more about that as we get closer to test one. It's definitely something that should be kind of on the horizon, but not necessarily a high priority right now at the very beginning of the semester. So with the test information, just kind of make a note that there is a lot of information regarding the test on D2L. I will be linking that in the announcements, in the upcoming announcements. The blank notes, I've already provided you with all the notes for Math 101 or Math 102. This class happens to be Math 101. Also with that, I have a formula sheet up at the very top of the blank notes. For every single test, you will get to use that specific formula sheet. If you have me for an in-person class, I will provide you with copies. If you have me for an online section, you will have to have access to your own. So you need to either have it printed out or on a tab during your test. I would recommend printing it just so you get used to using it during the homework. That way you can use it on the test. So that formula sheet is right there. And then the rest of the notes are sorted by chapters all the way down. If it's a Math 102 course, you'll have different chapters, but your own notes in your course. So blank notes. And then we've got this student resources. There's just kind of some extra things in there that I felt would be helpful. Specifically the success in an online math course or success in a math course in general. I'm going to talk through kind of some highlights, but there is some really, really, really good information in that document. And then the last thing, we've got this Hawks SSO, Hawks single sign-on. That is the same link from the homepage. So you can use here, this Hawks SSO tab, or you can use the one over here on the course home on that right-hand side that said Hawks sign-on or something like that. So that's the content page. The assignments, and then assignments again. After you take all of your tests, you will upload your scratch work to me. So you'll click test one scratch work. You'll take pictures of the actual scratch work itself. You will upload those as a PDF for me to then go back and review. We will be talking more about that as we get closer to the end of this week and then to test one and so forth in the coming semester. But just know here's where it is: assignments, assignments. And then the last tab is going to be, or the last important tab I'm going to talk about, grades and then grades. So if you click on that, it is going to take you to your overall grade for the course. It only gives you your overall grade. If you want to know why your grade is what it is, you need to do that in Hawks. And there will be a separate video coming out to you guys later on about kind of an introduction of Hawks. But the breakdown of your grade is in Hawks itself. The only thing that carries over to D2L is your final average. So kind of keep that in mind. Your grade is always accurate in Hawks. It's not always accurate in D2L just because it doesn't sync every single second. It only does, I think, like every couple of days. That's kind of an overview of D2L. So the last thing I wanted to talk about was just success in an online math course. I know it can be overwhelming because there's a lot of information coming at you in a short amount of time. And so this document is under the content tab and then additional student resources and then success in an online math course. I'm certainly not going to read this to you. You can go back and kind of fill in the gaps. I just wanted to point out a couple of things. So, with an online math class, you essentially are teaching yourself. Now, you have me, my YouTube videos, and you have the textbook that has a textbook with videos in it. But other than that, you are an independent learner. So, you have to go out and consume the information on your own versus in a face to face math class where you kind of sit down and then an instructor gives you the material. If you struggle in math, or if you are worried about math, it's suggested or advised to maybe consider a face to face option, something that is a little more teacher student balanced versus in an online math class, it's much heavier on the student work than the instructor end. And then the rest of that stuff just kind of talks about the format of this, but I want you to look at this checklist for success. It's required that you have a stable internet connection and a computer, especially because this is an online class. Also, pretty strongly suggested to have a copier available to you. The library on campus you can print for free. The public library you can print for free. So there are some options if you want to go out of your way. You don't have to go out and buy a printer, just have access to one. So we do have a couple of computers on campus. And then, of course, the different Spartanburg County public libraries and probably Greenville County as well. You can print there for free. And then I know that life is challenging and life is difficult, but try to create a distraction-free learning environment. I know you may have kids running around or animals running around or family members, whatever the case may be, but if at all possible, try to find a quiet space where you can really focus and concentrate on what you are learning. With that being said, in a full term class, so a 15-week full fall or spring term, it's suggested that you have 10 to 15 hours of study per week for just math. In a 10-week course, so a summer full term or a condensed flex term in fall and spring semester, it's suggested that you have 15 to 20 hours of study per week. That's a lot. And I know that's a lot, but if you know ahead of time, I'm trying to make you to where you can better prepare in the coming weeks. So plan ahead. And then be an active learner, checking the course calendar daily. Put those dates in a calendar or your phone or wherever you have that with the homework due dates and the test dates. Make sure you're checking your SCC email and D2L announcements regularly. I say daily. I would recommend that you download the Microsoft Outlook app and sign in with your SCC email, and that you also download the D2L app and sign in with your SCC email. And then as you are working through problems, actively work them. Math is not a spectator sport. You cannot just sit back and watch somebody do the material. You need to be actively doing it with them, whether that's taking notes, whether that's working the problem with my YouTube videos or the Hawks Learn videos. Whatever way you're consuming information, you need to be actively doing it, not just watching someone do it. Make sure everything is neat. Make sure everything is organized. It's going to help you in the long run to be able to locate questions quickly if you need to. And then we do have several resources for you. We have a tutoring center on campus. It's on all the campuses, not just the main campus. We have a tutoring center that's free. The main campus one has walk-in tutoring, so you don't even need an appointment. And then we also have a Tutor Me remote tutoring that is pretty new so far. So there's more information about that on the student resources link. And then you also have the YouTube videos from me on my channel, More Help Please. And then you also have the videos in the courseware. I don't have always official office hours, just depending on what semester it is, but I'm always available by email. So reach out to me if you have questions. The sooner that you get your questions answered, the better off you'll be. This class builds. So what that means is if you don't understand chapter 8 or chapter 12, it's really hard to understand the very next part, chapter 13 or chapter 14. And so it really does build, and it builds quickly. So the sooner you reach out for help, the better off. So the summary, check announcements in D2L daily, stay on top of your work, and as you have problems, reach out to me. So with that being said, if you have any questions so far, certainly shoot me an email. Let me know. My email is on the homepage of D2L. And I wish you guys the best of luck this semester, and I look forward to getting to know you.